So Biden, we're used to him misreading the teleprompter or forgetting what he's saying or going with the crazy story or making up words or anything else. But here was a gaffe that happened a little bit later after Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama spoke. Biden didn't even have to speak and still screwed something up.
Joe, honestly, everybody stood but Joe.
First off, that poor sign language lady having to laugh at this, but literally everyone in the room stood up for Dr. Jill Biden. I don't want to get in any trouble with Dr. Jill Biden, and Joe forgot to stand up. Robert, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it for the 4 years of this thing or what? I mean, we're barely 2 years in.
I think they would like to remove him, but their problem is, as almost every poll shows with my buddy Richard Barris of People's Pundit, basically everybody else, like you asked, what is Biden's best asset? He's not the alternative. He's not Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
He's not Pete Buttigieg. He's not Hillary Clinton. He's not Gavin Newsom. When these people poll against Trump, Trump crushes them. And so they're stuck with him. They're stuck with a living, walking, talking dementia candidate in the White House, and they can't find a way out of it. And they use him as a figurehead, even though he's an increasingly embarrassing figurehead of the corrupt regime that the White House now represents under the Biden administration, and its incompetence as well. But they don't have a backup. There's no relief pitcher here to help. There's no backup quarterback to come in and save them. That's their problem.
Is it crazy, Amala, how thin their bench is that, everyone knows Biden is compromised? And, I said it the day he was inaugurated. I still believe it. I don't think he's going to make it all 4 years. I don't see how it won't just collapse at some point, either them forcing him out or him having like a true full-on breakdown, on camera, and they won't be able to hide it anymore. But that there, as Robert says, it's like Kamala polling at 0 in her own party when they plucked her for VP. Nobody really likes Gay Pete. Like the whole crew, it's like there's just nothing there.
Right. I think they gave themselves away too quickly, and just normal, reasonable, rational people of all sorts and of all sides of the aisle cannot get behind anybody who's on their roster. And I want to say something nice. I have a lot of sympathy for Jill Biden for standing so strong and having to cover up every single embarrassing gaffe that happens with her husband. I mean, he clearly doesn't stand unless told to stand. So I'm sort of with you, Dave. I don't know that he's going to make it, and that's not something that I'm cheering on or excited about. I quite literally feel bad for him that he's being used as a puppet right now in his presidency, but that might be karma.
For the record, I think you can make the complete reverse argument about Jill, though, because she knows, if anyone knows what's really wrong with him and whatever drugs he's on and whatever they're doing to him to prop him up there, she knows. So in some ways, I get what you're saying about having sympathy for her because it's embarrassing. But in another way, it's like, who's more evil in this situation? Like, is it the political hack that's using him, or Obama, or his own wife that's using him? Spencer, bring us home on that positive note.
Well, I mean, I think you guys are all just being way too unkind to Biden. All they have to do is write "stand up" on his little cheat sheet, and
no, they have to write "the president stands up." He always the president stands up, and you are the president.
Yes, you, the president, Joe Biden, which is also you, stand up. Right. I mean, it's the staffers' fault. They're not. No, I am. Nothing will surprise me at this point, and so I am agnostic, I think, about whether he's going to make it, whether they can really force him through across the finish line. But I think the point about the thinness of the bench is really crucial. They have a serious problem on their hands, which is that all the energy, all the youth of the party is concentrated in this tiny vanguard that believes absolutely wackadoodle, bonkers, crazy town things about the most basic questions of human life, like male and female, right? Or race even, things that are not just anti-American, but anti-common sense, anti-human. And to put that out in front of a political party is simply a no-go. It's simply, not going to fly. They have to do their best to warp the minds of children into accepting it, but that's not going to pay off for another 20 years. So what do? They have to find somebody that looks like a normal dude. They're the closest like analog. The next best thing is Pete Buttigieg, and one shudders to think that that's the closest thing they have to a normal person. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough going for them, and I hope that they suffer for it politically.
On that note, I'd just like to say that the three of you are three of my favorite fascists, and I hope you have I hope you have a great weekend, you bigots.
Semi-fascist.